We live?
Yeah, we're live. Hi, everybody. Hopefully you can all hear us. I'm sure you can comment in the chat if you can. I'm Alice Chan. I'm the CMO. This is Rabble, our founder, creator. And this is Liz, our co-founder. We're so excited to share news today. We're all over the world. Everyone's in a different time zone. Rabble's at 3:15 a.m. So we probably won't keep Rabble up too long. But Rabble, why don't you tell us what's going on today?
Yeah, so we have opened up and we have announced a new partnership with Taco Bell to try and bring Divine to the world and bring back the excitement of 2016, this era that we have lost in social media. And in doing that, the app is in the process of opening up. The app is the process of making it so that we can invite the whole world into here. And we've been spending this time since we first announced this in November, trying to build something that wasn't just a proof of concept, wasn't just like hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had these old videos back? Wouldn't it be cool if we could get rid of like AI slop? But now we've actually put it together and we've made it work. And we have been watching this community of creators build new things and play off of each other. And that is just so amazing. And it's so exciting to finally be out there in the world.
We have a special guest with us. I'm going to see if I can get him in here right now. So we have one of our OG Viners. Here's Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Howdy, guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep.
We can hear you.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think I would be joining into some amazing news. Taco Bell? Are we serious?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my gosh. I grew up.
We worked so
Taco
hard to
Bell.
keep this secret.
You guys had to keep it in a wrap.
Yeah, it was in a paper wrap, indeed. And so
exactly.
Crunch wrap, you might say.
It's Taco Tuesday, people. I'm sorry it's not Wednesday today, Jimmy, but it's
it is. In New Zealand.
It's a brand new Wednesday for me. It's Wednesday for me.
Right. Yeah, it's early Tuesday for me.
Morning, Rabble.
Yeah. So you're right, Jimmy. So that's the other amazing part of our news today is that we have our first brand collab with Taco Bell. And they do this annual campaign where they throw it back to a different era. And this was 2016 for them this year. Mm-hmm. And they looked around and, we were the obvious choice to do this with them. So we're super excited. They're going to be featuring Divine on their TV and streaming ads, which go live on Thursday, which is like, what? Like Divine's going to be on TV?
That's crazy.
And they're alerting everyone in the US who is a holder of their app. So if any of you listening have the Taco Bell app, you should get messages about this today. And I mean, we couldn't think of a more perfect kind of brand partner, really. But so it's a very exciting day. But Jimmy, while we have you here, I'd love to hear from you. What does it meant? What did Vine mean for you? And then what does it mean that we're kind of, trying to create something new, but leaning into the legacy and the heritage of Vine?
Yeah, definitely. Vine for me was the early days, not just for me, but for a lot of people of okay, we finally have a phone with a camera that's good enough to just express ourselves and post it on the internet. And there was a lot of great stuff. There was a lot of really cringy stuff, but it was really beautiful because it was 6 seconds of you, not 6 seconds of somebody else, not 6 seconds of, I used somebody else's audio or I used, God forbid, AI. It was just people living life captured in that moment. And that's why I'm super stoked about Divine, is because we get that opportunity again. And it is, within its confines. There's no extra fluff. It's all very you oriented, which is so cool.
Yeah, love that. And Rabble, I mean, what does it mean for you to have Jimmy here?
Yeah, so I had this sort of vague idea that if we brought back the videos, we could maybe reconstruct people's accounts, and maybe that some of the old Viners would come back or be interested in it or want to get access to their videos. But what I didn't expect was how much excitement there's going to be, like how much excitement there was. And like, Jimmy, you coming and like bringing back your classic memes and being on here and posting and getting together with people. It showed me that like there was something in Vine that was lost. And that's the really exciting thing. It'd be like, hey, can we do a reset of what is social media? And, the irony is that we've been doing this work with Jack Dorsey, who was CEO of Twitter when he chose to shut Vine down. And he was like, that was the worst decision he ever made at Twitter. And there's been some whoppers that happened in the history of Twitter, but losing Vine was a massive mistake. And that's what we're doing to try and fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think I've already been really enjoying being on Divine and just scrolling, and it feels super refreshing compared to other platforms just because of the creativity that it takes to make us. I've always thought that 6-second videos are this really interesting medium where you don't have very long to get your point across, to get your joke across, to make an impression on somebody. And so I've always loved it as like a restrictive but also non-restrictive formula for just fun, natural videos. Because in my opinion, it's that small time frame that kind of allows you to be like, okay, I gotta make it count.
Yeah, so Jimmy, one of the things that we see people complain about all the time is like, I want to upload, I want to do all of my editing, and I want to do all of my uploading. But you as a creator, you have these platforms today where you could edit everything, and yet there's also this appeal of the light shot, the fast take of figuring out how to communicate it. What if you could talk about like what it is that Viners needed to make something resonate?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thought process behind like, oh, I've got a really funny idea for a bit, or oh, I know that there's this really cool thing right in front of me, and I'm gonna whip out my phone and just shoot it right there and then just having it come to being without a lot of fluff or a lot of fireworks or a lot of that. I think there's something really nice about that, and there's something very human about that we're kind of drifting away from with lots of AI editing, lots of subtitling, lots of quick cuts, whatever. And of course you can cut in Vine, but you're just cutting to the next moment that was right in front of you. So there's a big difference there that I think is really nice.
Yeah, and the AI stuff is, I think, so important because we're having this thing of like, okay, what is it about? Is it about just the polished video? Is it about the most extreme scene of like the bunny rabbits jumping on the trampoline? Or is it about something human?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's one thing myself and a lot of people might start to be feeling is the early signs of what I think are probably going to be just AI fatigue, which is just, oh my God, is this video real or not? Oh my God, this video looks too like perfect, or this thumbnail looks too perfect. It's all these things that are like, damn, I'm going to see something that was made by a dude that just stumbled upon greatness, didn't manufacture it through a prompt. I think a lot of people are going to be starting to lean in that direction very, very soon.
Liz, do you have any questions for Jimmy?
So, Jimmy, I'm really curious, what are you enjoying? Who are you enjoying on the app? What has sparked creativity or inspiration for you that you're seeing from your fellow creators?
I really like the puppet shows. I think those are so cool because that's like just downright creativity. That's just fun. I also really like the little skits and stuff because I haven't done short skits in a long time. And I was talking with my producer that I work with, and he's like, yo, we need to get you doing skits again because you've learned so much over the years and you've, kind of spread your wings, what you're good at, what you're not. So now with this new opportunity, this new platform, let's double down and get some really fun short form content out. And we've been cooking some stuff and we're going to be posting some more really soon on there. So I'm really excited for that. But I think the comedy stuff with just really funny one-liners and then the creative stuff like the puppet shows, those have been my favorite things.
Yeah, it's really been amazing to see, what people have. I keep saying we're like analog digital, like really stripping it back. But Jimmy, I want to ask you what it was like going to so everyone knows your famous meme, and you actually got to go to the Spider-Man premiere in Hollywood like a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a long arc to that story, right? That it kind of landed 10 years later.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it kind of felt like a full circle moment. 10 years is a long time for anything, especially doing something online. And so it did feel really cool, especially when there were other creators there that recognized me and they were like, oh, I got brought here just, because I'm a, influencer, I'm a vlogger or whatever. And obviously those guys are awesome, but they were like, wait, but you're our Spider-Man. You're the internet's Spider-Man when it comes to just like social media and virality. And so that was really cool for me to be able to kind of like sit there, soak that in a little bit and just have like a smile on my face thinking like, oh my gosh, like, I've always found myself in spots where I'm like, how did I get here?
Right.
And 6 seconds of my life got me here. And so that's really fun to think about. And I think the only thing that would be like the tippity top would be like maybe getting into a Spider-Man movie, but that's like we'll see. I mean, I don't expect it, but if it ever happens, great. But this was right next to it. So I had a wonderful time and I'm super stoked that I was able to get out there.
That's so great. I mean, if you don't put it out to the universe, it'll never happen. So you never know.
Divine community.
Manifest.
We got to make this happen for Jimmy.
Yeah.
It would be crazy.
And then the next day you got to be in a cinema with 100 other folks wearing Spider-Man outfits. And I think that you posted that in Divine.
Yeah, no, that was super cool. I got a DM from somebody and he was like, hey, I'm getting 100 Spider-Men together and we really need you. And luckily it was like a 2-hour drive. And I was like, I think I can swing it. And so I pulled up and everyone there was like, they saw the goggles. It's always the goggles. They saw the goggles and they were like, wait a minute. You guys brought the guy from Vine? Oh my God. And so of course everyone was like itching to make Wednesday My Dudes with everyone in the theater. So that was really magical for me. I always love when there's like a crowd of people that love to relive that moment. Because for a lot of people, that was like, middle school, high school for them. They were in their classes, and anytime Wednesday came around, they were all screaming it in the classes, the hallways, annoying their teacher, whatever it is. It's really fun because I still hear stories about that and how it changed people's friend group or whatever. So it's still really, really fun.
I love it. Well, look, judging by the comments I can see coming up in the live stream, there's going to be a petition for you to be in the Spider-Man movie.
Listen, I keep saying,
we've got a nascent movement here.
The best way to do it, in my opinion, is just like throw me into a Spider-Verse movie and then have a scene where they're swinging through a building or something and they swing through past some guy's bathroom and he's just like a fan dressed up as Spider-Man screaming as they go by. It's doable. I'll if I can get my 0.5 seconds of animation, great.
Okay, well, actually, talking about being in a bathroom, will you please share the backstory to your recreation of your meme? Because it is the best backstory I think I've ever heard. When was it? Would have been this year. Yeah. So when I first made the meme, I was living in an apartment in California, and it was just in the bathroom. Just threw on the Spidey suit and the goggles. Wanted to be, quirky, weird, whatever. Didn't expect it to go viral.
obviously, fast forward 10 years, I don't live in the same apartment that I
Right.
lived in.
Or the same city even, right?
Or the same city. Yeah, no, I'm in Austin, Texas, and I was in Orange County, California before. And so when we were talking about remaking the Vine to become a Divine, I was like, you know what? There's gotta be a way for me to make this as OG as possible. And so I was thinking, why not just try to go back to the location? So unfortunately, and this might, upset some people's headcanon, on a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh,
I know. Well, we had to get it ready for Wednesday, So on a Tuesday afternoon, I went to my old apartment, knocked on the door, fully expecting no one to be home because it's a work day.
Right.
And even if somebody was home, not expecting much. And
so can we just set the scene? You were wearing your suit.
I had the suit on underneath regular clothes because I didn't.
I heard.
Yeah, because I didn't want to come off too crazy. I don't know. I had to seem at least a little bit put together in my head. So yeah, I had this.
Yeah, it would have been a little
underneath.
much with the goggles and
yeah, no. If I would have just pulled up, just knocking on the door, like full suit, it would have been, I think, a little harder to pitch. But yeah, a woman ended up answering the door, and she was like, "Hey, I'm on a work meeting. Can you give me like 10 minutes?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem." So wait downstairs, and she comes out to take her dog out, and then I explain the whole situation, full elevator pitch. And basically what I'm asking her, if you really think about it, is hey, can a stranger come into your bathroom, take his outside clothes off into his Spidey suit, get into something a little more comfortable, and scream about Wednesday in your personal space?
Yeah.
The most personal space, and she said yes.
That's
and
wild.
So I got to go in there. Things were a little different than when I had them, of course. But I did, I think I did about 3 takes just to make sure we had the right one, and threw it together on the Divine app. And I think it was about as good as I could have gotten it. It was good.
Perfect. I mean, it was perfect.
And I was very happy.
She called her mom as well, just to say, a strange man is coming into my apartment.
Yeah.
You never hear from me.
She let me know. She's like, yeah, I had to check in with my mom, just because, like, there's a guy coming up to my door asking to film a video in my bathroom. I just wanted to make, like, if I didn't respond, I told her you call somebody,
Yeah.
But then afterwards, I actually got her number and I was able to connect with her. She didn't really know much about the Vine or social media stuff, but I was able to update her and I said, hey, we did it. The new iteration of the Vine, we're going viral. And she was like, that's crazy. Like, that's so cool.
I need to send her some swag, so you'll have to get her.
Yeah, of course. That'd be so cool.
That's amazing.
No. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you guys. Sorry, quick side tangent, because it was insane. Tell me if I've told you this or not. That night, I went all the way to the other side of LA and went and got ice cream from this random place. And as I'm walking out of the ice cream shop, I ran into, and within like a 1 minute window, he would have been gone. I ran into an ex-Viner that night. Do you guys know the name Hardstop Lucas?
I don't know that name.
I don't know, but
some people in the chat might know. He was really big on Vine, still does some stuff today, but like on the day I went out to California to recreate my 10-year-old video, I ran into another guy that was a huge part of Vine. It was such a weird circumstance.
We call that divine inspiration.
Oh yeah, very divine.
Yeah. It's to me, it's so amazing because Vine, so many of the Viners were like high school kids. They were teenagers or in college and things like that, and really young. And so now we have this fascinating thing where we have a generation of people who are now in their late 20s or early 30s who are back on the platform, or we even have older Gen Xers who are there who remember it. But we also are seeing tons of new young people. These are basically people who were kids when Vine was around. And the number of times that I go on Vine and I see a playground or a high school cafeteria or the hallways and everything else, like, to me, I think it's just super fascinating the way in which it works, and like the way in which the next generation of people are there. I wonder if we like what it was like for you as a young person. Then maybe I'll ask Liz, what have we learned about how do we make social media for teenagers?
Yeah, I think giving people an opportunity to create or just capture a moment that is in today's day and age, with like TikTok and Instagram being like the giant platforms, I think giving people an option to create something that is a little bit more personal, and maybe right now a little bit more of an opportunity to be seen and foster a community with like-minded people that want that short, sweet, fun thing that Vine used to give. I think the younger generation is probably gonna have a blast with that, because you're able to say like, yo, look at this goofy 6-second video I made, and it's not competing against, all these AI generated videos or all these videos of people who already have like millions upon millions of followers on these platforms. It's a fresh start. It's something natural. It's something fun. And I remember scrolling on Vine back in the day and seeing, as you said, you'd see kids in high school, you'd see people at home, doing funny videos, just, people pranking other people in their house, whatever. But it was very like whimsical compared to, I think, a lot of stuff that you see online today, a lot of just very people moments. So
yeah. And I go back, I was part of the team where when we launched Twitter, and we're like, oh, this will be great, we'll just give everyone the ability to tweet everything, and people have messages, and nothing bad could be happening if we just let everyone sit on a toilet and share to the world whatever mind crosses their mind. Turns out that isn't the case. And with video, it's even more. But we also learned a lot about what it means for social media for all of us. We've learned, this idea of doom strolling, this idea of the impact of it. And, the reason I bring this up is because Liz, before she started Divine with me, she had another startup, which was Save Kids. And she was actually doing her postdoc research on how do we make social media for everyone, including teenagers, safer, not by locking them out, but by designing systems better and by finding better ways to work together. So Liz, I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that, because people see the funny videos, but they don't know some of the thoughts that have come behind how we built Divine.
Oh, absolutely. And Jimmy, you hit the nail on the head. You've talked about community. You've talked about connection. You've talked about real world, real moments. And when we think about what is it that leads to using the internet or using social media in ways that are really detrimental for people, it's when they are using it because they need to regulate their mood. Is you're feeling bad about yourself. And so you go online and you engage in behaviors that you would never do in person. And you're looking for that connection. It's an antidote to loneliness. And when we create spaces where people can be authentic, they can be real, they can feel a real connection with another person, that's when they feel most human. And connection is the antidote to loneliness. It's also what we know is something that helps battle things like addiction of any kind. It's making connections with other humans. And so when we think about how do we create spaces where teens, older teens, can be their authentic selves, make real human connections, and also have the space to make good decisions about what they're doing. So much of social now is meant to just capture you and keep you there and have you not think about what you're doing, which is how you get into doom scrolling. One of the things I love about how we've been so intentional about building Divine is that we've been looking for ways to let people pause, like let them kind of reflect on, okay, I'm using my time this way right now. Is this what I want to be doing next? And be able to really redirect their energy so that they're using it to make connections with other people. They're using it to create. And at the same time, we're intentionally not creating a space that's just about extracting and exploiting from people. It really is about building community. And I love your story about the new friend you made who's the new owner of your former bathroom.
Mhm.
Because as Alice said, it is this alchemy of digital and analog. It's how we use technology to make connections with people in ways we never could before. Like, look at this. We've got people spanning the globe right now, and we're having a real moment together. That's what technology can do for us when we do it the right way. And that's why I love this community, and I love this team, and I love what we're building, and I love that you're here.
Yeah, no,
So awesome.
I love all that, and I'm happy that I'm here too. I think it's so cool to talk about Divine and what you guys are doing, because there's obviously, I mean, the community sees it. There's so much love and so much thought that's going into everything that you guys are pouring into the platform, and everything that you guys dream that it can be. And I think the people that are on the app can see that, and they're really loving it. And I think it's just really exciting to see like where it can go. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we share that sentiment. We don't want to keep you too long. I don't see any questions coming through. Rabble, did you want to say anything in closing?
Yeah, so I would, I would say that, part of the point of building Divine, and part of the reason we built it as an open source project, part of the reason that we built it as an internet protocol, think of it working more like podcasting, is so that it never gets shut down again in the future. That like there is this thing which is like, this was this mistake. It was a mistake that it was dependent on a single company. It was a mistake that we were in a situation where one person had to make that decision, and the Viners couldn't be like, no, I just want to keep doing it. Like, let's just set up our own servers. Let's just set up our own, we just want to keep doing it, even if Twitter didn't want to keep running it. And the thing that people see when they come to Divine is it looks like a normal app. The whole point is that it sort of feels like an updated version of Vine, but the underlying technology, the underlying design decisions behind it are such that that you're never dependent on somehow me being the perfect steward of this thing ongoing. Like, if you don't like your podcast host, like whoever what you're using for your podcast, you switch to another one. If you don't like Spotify, you switch to Apple Podcasts, and you still can listen to the podcast. And so we've designed Divine to be future-proof so that it can't be enshittified in that way, because the creators and the users can have that space to sort of multiply and survive. And that, I think, is what is going to make this a healthier space going forward, is because we've designed it in such a way that we won't replicate the same problems that we had, where you're frustrated about your account being, deleted by Meta because they've decided that you posted a topless video, and whether or not, the gender of the nipples, or, whether or not you talk too much about Palestine, or whether or not you, did a brand deal that you shouldn't have deal, or everything. Like, these are sort of fundamental things. And if it's about connection, it's about society, it's about then we need to have the ability to control those own spaces and make our own decisions. And I am absolutely sure that there are people who will not like the decisions that I make about what content should be on the Divine servers. And, you know, one of the things that we're launching with this opening up, with this deal with Taco Bell, with being able to very soon use the app without invite codes, which I'm really excited about, is this thing of Divine Exit too, which is the go to your own servers. You don't like our moderation decisions. You don't like what's going on. You don't like how we do it. You can sort of go and do your own thing, but not lose your connection to the Divine community either. And that's really important. And so this is a fundamental rewiring of what it means to be social media. And that is, it's just so huge. Also, did we bury the lead that invite codes are going away in 2 days?
We did. I just put the announcement in the chat here, and I did mention that. So yes, from Thursday, you will not need a code anymore. Tell all your friends. And we should be welcoming lots of new Taco Bell friends in the next 2 days, because they have their own code to bring people in. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks to Rabble for getting up in the middle of the night, and I know Liz probably hasn't been to bed yet. And Jimmy, I mean, also, we're so grateful to you.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you all, and a shout out to the Late Night Insomniac Club. I have to do this at 3 a.m. as a homage to all of you out there who are creating hilariously funny stuff, and I look forward to seeing all the new stuff that people create.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, take care. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Right.
Super excited for the floodgates to open. Let's go.
Thanks for coming, Jimmy.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Anytime. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.